Hello and welcome to Why Golf Opinion Matters. This is the podcast where we celebrate everything about the sport with the great and the good of the golfing world. From the seasoned pros to those who have only just discovered their passion for the game. For those of you who haven't heard about Why Golf before, it's the place to go to find out why golf has such wide-ranging benefits for all of us. Whether you're an individual, company or federation, this platform is literally for everyone. If you want to check out everything we have to offer, just head to thisiswhygolf.com, which has been created to explain and to explore why golf is so beneficial and quite simply one of the greatest sports on the planet. Now, this episode, I am delighted to say that we're joined by someone who's had one of the most exciting and varied careers of anyone that I have ever known. Thom Evans is a former international rugby union player and was forced to retire at the age of 24 when he suffered a serious neck injury in a Six Nations game. Since then, he's gone on to become a rugby pundit. He's also a model. He's very good looking. A Strictly Come Dancing contestant. He's an excellent singer. In fact, he's got so many assets, which we're about to talk about. Thom was part of the 24/7 band in the early 2000s. Is it any surprise also that he's a good golfer? Thom, good to see you. Hello from LA. It's so glamorous.
How are you doing, Di? Thank you for that amazing intro.
Oh, well, it's all true. I know you're a very good singer. Do you sing a lot?
You know what? Like I can hold a tune. I wouldn't say I'm a great singer, but having done Celebrity, The X Factor, and being in a man band, as I like to call it, that complemented my tone. Let's just say that.
You were very good. You've got lots of fans, and in the gallery as well, who are saying you're a very good singer. And I've heard you. And my cousin Will Greenwood passes on his regards. He says you're phenomenal at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Well, me and Will, funny you should say, me and Will do an amazing Flying Without Wings from Westlife. So that I can sing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. We're going to get it on the Why Golf podcast, definitely. I may ask you to sing something very shortly. But first off, Thom, you're in LA and you were going to come into the studio but had to fly off back to LA for an audition because you're an actor now. Tell us, how did the audition go? How's acting going?
Audition went really well, thanks, Di. And gutted I couldn't come into the studio. As you said, we're scheduled to come back, but as with these acting things, the last minute auditions, you got to take them. And luckily enough for me, the audition went well, thanks. So just have to wait and see what happens. But it went well, so I can't ask for more than that.
Oh, listen, I went to drama school and I'm a very unsuccessful actress. I was in a couple of furnishing commercials and it's really difficult. I think at one time I had to sit on a sofa and I got paid £400. Which I thought was amazing. Yeah. I had to sit on a sofa and say, great price, but to the person I was with, but say it sort of secretly and excitedly. So that was my instruction from the director. So it was like, great price. And I think it failed. It was only on television for about a week. But anyway, I digress massively. That was my acting career. What is it like when you go into a room full of casting directors and how are the nerves and how difficult is it?
It is, when I first started doing it, it was pretty terrifying. Obviously coming from rugby, it was something completely different. But like anything, the more you work at it, the more sort of time you invest in it, the more you sort of try and hone the craft. And I think having been a professional sportsman, that's really sort of helped me out. Is what you're prepared to put in is what you get back. And I think a lot of actors who sort of take on this crazy world that acting is, they just expect it to happen. And I'm under no illusion whatsoever that that's going to be the case. So, really putting in the work, really putting in the time. And I feel now that, when you take on a role in sort of a specific character, I can really sort of lose myself in that role. So the nerves kind of subside a bit. And you're just purely that character. And I feel like the more I've done it, the more I've been able to do that.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, we look forward to seeing you in whatever project this is. We've got our fingers and toes crossed for you. Now, tell me.
Holding a tray at the back of Downton Abbey. That would
Yeah,
be.
brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, I hope you get a trailer. And yeah, oh gosh, I just want to talk about acting more. No, golf, and your golfing journey. But first off, we're researching obviously your life, and you were born in Zimbabwe. Tell us
Yeah.
why that was.
My dad's a professional golfer.
Brian.
Who I call 99 Brian, because 99 seems to be the club that rhymes the most, and
Yep.
he's deadly anywhere from a 99 out. So myself,
Great.
anyone of my friends can testify to that. But he was actually playing on the South African tour, and I just happened to come out in Zimbabwe. So that's that.
Yeah. Brian, I've met your dad out in Quinta del Lago. So is he the director of golf at Quinta?
He is, yes.
Yes.
They've been in the Algarve, Portugal for over 30 years. When my dad first moved out there as a single man, he was the head pro at San Lorenzo club. He was there for a couple of years. That's actually where he met my mum on the driving range. She was taking divots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was taking divots out of the range, and he was like, "Wow, that woman's a terrible golfer, but she's actually quite nice in the eye." So I'm gonna.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, I know, smooth dog. But
So he was like, I'm gonna schmoozy over there and give us some tips.
yeah, as you do. And I think their first date was my dad, my mom, and 9 other male pros. So it was definitely, yeah.
Did he take his 9-iron with him?
That's probably what.
Hi, I'm Brian. Here's my 9-iron. Oh, we love Brian. I'm only joking. Oh, brilliant. That's amazing. He met her on the driving range. That's very romantic. So that's obviously how you got into golf, through your dad. And does your mum, side note, does your mum play now?
She does. She started properly a lot later on, but actually she's won more. If you go to the house, like, she's won more trophies than myself, my dad, and my brother put together. So she's a really good golfer. She's one of those typical golfers who just like never gives up. If me or my brother or my dad had her mental strength of the game of golf, I think we'd be much better players.
And it's Sally. Is that right?
Sally, yes.
Sally, well done, brilliant. I love the fact that you're very competitive and sparky, marvellous. So your golfing career started with your parents introducing you to the game, and what is it about golf that you love?
I mean, golf is really my happy place. Like just being out on the golf course, the fresh air, the exercise. And I think, if you're lucky enough to play in a group of golfers, I think it's just the camaraderie you have and, building relationships. I think some of the best relationships that I've gained over the years have been on the golf course, because it's not forced. If you're playing with someone in a team environment, you have that kind of, I don't know, that relationship of trying to overcome something, and it separates anything I've ever done in my life. Being on a golf course is just awesome, and I would encourage anyone to do it, really.
Yeah, that really reiterates what Helen Skelton said in our last episode, that the camaraderie that you experience on the golf course is like no other, and the friendships that you develop. And it's so unique, isn't it? Because you're playing a bit of sport, but you're also walking between shots, so you have that quality time where you're trying not to think too much about your next shot, but bonding with playing partners, and we were saying that those that don't play golf, you don't experience that interaction unless you're on a golf course, and with family as well, like with your mum and with your dad and your brother Max, who also former international Scottish rugby player, who's an excellent golfer as well. In fact, out of all four, who's the best golfer in the family? I'm thinking your dad, who is a pro.
Yeah, I'd say my dad's still definitely up there. He's obviously lost a lot of distance. Brian,
has he?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe he still smacks it a long way.
He does. Bizarrely, I don't know how he gets it like so far off the tee still with that swing, but he and
Really?
and that body, but
You are
he does.
harsh.
Yeah, I know, but I've got to give it where I can because he's
Yeah.
still. So we have an annual game every Christmas Day, where me and my brother take our mum and dad, and they actually beat us last year, which I'm still not really over. And it's my mum and my dad together, they just, what can I say? They really complement each other's game, and it's just a brilliant day out. And they're hard to come by these days, so I really cherish
Mm.
games that we do have.
So you play every Christmas Day? Is that that's a tradition, is it?
Tradition every Christmas Day, then come back, cook the lunch, and then
Nice.
yeah.
So the last one you were beaten by your mum and dad, do you remember the score?
They beat us on the very last hole. My dad
Oh.
sank like an 18-footer putt to win, and yeah, I've still not really gotten over it, but it's just it's tough. It really hurts.
Tough to take from Brian and Sally, but well done to you two. And Quinta de Largo, what a gorgeous place. The
Yeah,
course is, I mean, Largo Lakes. Are you
yeah.
in the lakes a lot?
Uh, I am actually.
Yeah.
I think just like you said, I'm so very fortunate to have
Mm.
that as my home courses when I'm back. I get to play Kinta North, Kinta South, and Larringel, and the Algarve is blessed with many good golf courses, but those three courses for me right now are up there with the best. The condition and just the people who you see sort of floating around there. There's just such a great bunch of people, and it's just such
Mm.
a welcoming atmosphere that I do feel incredibly fortunate to be a part of that.
Yeah, and I'm very happy to go out to do a Y Golf podcast live from the Algarve, just
Yeah.
telling the producers and director now. So, I have no problems with that whatsoever. You are a former rugby player, Tom. Let's go back to when you were 24, that awful injury, neck injury, and recovering from that. How difficult was that process, and how much could you play any golf at all straight after?
It was an incredibly difficult sort of time in my life, but the one thing I actually, when I came to sort of ask the doctors, like, will I be able to play golf again? No joke, that was like one of my first.
Wow.
And he was like, well, let's just take it step by step. He was like, rugby's out the picture, but I think he'll be fine with golf. I had two back-to-back operations, and the second one was to really sort of put these metal rods around the spine to allow me to sort of play any sort of activity in the future. And about sort of 6 months after the injury, um, I remember going onto the golf range and hitting my first golf ball, and it was absolutely fine. If anything, the rods in my neck sort of, helped my golf swing, because I always used to, I still do sometimes. I always used to sway off the swing, but having my head still really sort of helped that swing. So I had my injury to thank for that.
Oh, well, it's just such a massive part of your life, and that period of recovery and going through what you went through, and like, how do you deal with that now when you reflect on it all?
Yeah, I mean, golf really helped me because, like I said, just being able to sort of invest a lot of time that I usually would into rugby, and having a sport that I cared more than anything taken away. I really invested a lot of that into golf, and I feel very fortunate that I can play golf, and I can play it competitively. I'm so lucky to be a member at Sunningdale Golf Club, and it's my dream one day to try and sort of get on the board there, because there's proper golfers there, such a high standard of golf. I know I have to practice a lot in order to make that a reality, but it's something that I'm so lucky to have. I'm so lucky to
Mm.
still be able to play competitive sport, and um, golf has really allowed me to do that.
How do you divide your time now? Because you say Sunningdale, so you got a place over in the UK. You're in LA at the moment. So how often do you get back to the UK? I'm
not as
thinking about my free round at Sunningdale, basically. Yeah. So,
I
when
get
are you
back.
back?
I'm actually back at the end of April.
Brilliant. Book it in.
Had it. Um,
Tea time.
but yeah, I tried to get back quite regularly. When the weather starts to get a bit better, sort of spring and the summer, I try to get back because there's no place like Sunningdale for me. Like I go there and play as much as I can, and like I said, it's just my happy place, and lucky enough to have so many great members there from different walks of life, and it's just great to. I like meeting people. That's one thing, besides the golf, I just love meeting people, and being able to play golf and do that at the same time is just a dream.
Yeah, so many different characters within the game, and it really brings people together. Why do so many rugby players play golf? Is it because they've got a bit of free time? And who's the worst player? Who's the worst golfer? I've seen a few in my time.
Oh, geez. I actually don't think I could name any names just because I've played with a couple of really bad golfers, and
Yeah.
um, they're guys who would take it really personally if I were to name them by
Okay,
name.
fair enough. Yeah, I remember we worked at the Celebrity Cup together. Do you remember at
Yeah,
Celtic Manor,
yes.
which happened a couple of years ago? Well, it went on for quite a few years, didn't it?
What
And
an amazing event that is.
amazing event. So a weekend basically of celebrity golf in the Welsh valleys, and quite a lot of boozing as well. I don't think many people went to bed,
No.
and so a variety of skill level, I would say. And you were right up there. My goodness, it was like Thom Evans because I was announcing on the first tee, and it was like, yeah, okay, Tom's going to be fine because he's going to go straight down the middle. But the others, it's like, can we get the crowd back a bit, please? But it's events like that. Golf has allowed you to again meet other people, but be involved in a lot of charitable events. So it's kind of giving back as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like I couldn't have put it better myself, Di. Like I get invited to so many amazing sort of charity days for such worthwhile causes, and it's amazing to sort of not only play in those tournaments, for the better good and to raise a lot of money, but also just to, as you say, meet people with amazing stories of things they've gone through, things they've done for the charities, and again, it's just another an amazing excuse to be on the golf course, creating amazing memories and just meeting fantastic people.
Yeah, absolutely. Just reading one of my stats here because we're all about stats on Why Golf. 30% of golf fans have a personal interest in charities and volunteering, which is marvellous. And how do you compare playing golf to all the other sports that you've played in? Rugby, you're a brilliant dancer. I mean, you're really good at dancing.
I try.
Strictly.
I try. Wouldn't say
I
I'm
mean, it's
amazing.
just natural rhythm. Did you dance a lot as a child?
I did. I was
Yeah.
a massive Elvis fan. Huge Elvis fan. I still know pretty much most of his lyrics to most of his songs. But yeah, there's a lot of commitment when I dance. So I might not be the best technical dancer, but I,
Who
give
says
it.
that you're not the best technical dancer? Well,
Well,
on Strictly, they would obviously
yeah,
scrutinise.
yeah, Strictly was difficult because it is so technical. But
Yeah.
if it was done in commitment, then probably would have gone a lot further.
I'm thinking your gorgeous other half, Nicole. Does she ever, do you ever talk about your singing or your dancing? Does she ever scrutinise what you do?
Funnily enough, we have a karaoke machine in the house,
Because she's
and
obviously amazing. Sorry,
yes, no,
yes.
she is, and it's tough because the two things I like more than anything in the world are singing and dancing,
Right.
and she's way better at both than me. So
Oh,
that's a lot of pride to swallow. I'm not going to lie. You would think that she'd be the one singing, dancing around the house, but I'm always the one singing and
is it
dancing.
you?
Always,
And
always.
where's the karaoke machine?
Upstairs.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
You tend to go just going upstairs to have some me time.
I'm on it all the time. Like
Are
all,
you?
yeah, I just love it.
What's your go-to song?
So if it's not Sultan to Swing, Dire Straits, it's it's Mustang Sally. I love.
Oh, awesome. I mean, can you just give us a couple of lyrics? Because
uh,
you're a really good singer. You're amazing. Really good.
Mustang Sally now, baby. Ah, guess you better slow that Mustang down.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. It was like
Don't
a
get
real
me
thing,
started.
Tom.
Don't get me started, Di.
This is what why golf is all about, though, to encourage more people to play golf. So somebody that can hit it straight on the driving range, let's encourage them to go and do a bit of putting, a bit of chipping, and maybe get the confidence to play a few holes. Because we don't want, I think the thing about golf is we don't want it to be intimidating. We want everyone to feel included. And it's definitely changed. You feel that that's the process. It's changing. Golf is going in a different direction.
Definitely. Like I think it's certainly a lot more like accessible, and they have, things like Top Golf now, which I think is amazing, and it's funny. There's you obviously talking about stats, like 80% of people who play Top Golf aren't actual golfers. Like they don't actually go on a golf play, which I found quite staggering when I first heard it. And if you can slowly start translating all those people who go to Top Golf, I think it's all about making it fun. It's all about making it accessible. And when people start realizing that, playing golf is so good for your mental health, I think it will go a long way in not only improving the sport, but just helping people in general.
Yeah, totally. Mental health, physical health. The RNA have come out with so many stats, one of them being that you live 5 years longer if you walk and play golf, So just so many different health benefits. Cognitively, you're learning a new skill is so important for the brain to keep the brain active as we get older. And that exercise of, not just burning calories, but having the mobility as well to hit a golf shot. So yeah, I'm just, how obsessed I am with the game. Tom, we are going to go on to, because I know we said, yes, we've got another 5 minutes with you. We're going to go on to a quick fire quiz called Clubhouse Curveballs. I feel like there needs to be a drum roll or something. I'll just do that. 5 quick fire questions to get a better understanding of your golfing preferences. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? I don't know if I have got the right sheet. Okay. Would you rather, Tom, win the Masters or make the Ryder Cup winning putt?
Wow, what an opening question.
Our producer's a bit naughty.
It would have to be make the winning Ryder Cup putt.
Yeah.
That was a very tough first question.
It was a toughie, but we like them here on My Golf. Okay, number 2. What's your most embarrassing moment on the golf course?
Most
I'm thinking of David Howell once told me he had a shocker once. He wasn't very well. He had to find a toilet very quickly.
Oh,
anyway,
no.
I digress. Sorry. He would tell the story as well. It wasn't pleasant. Anyway, Tom, what's your most embarrassing moment on the golf course?
Embarrassing moment on the golf course. Jeez.
Maybe just hitting a dodgy shot or something. I don't know. I know mine. Mine was 4-putting in front of lots of people at the PGA Championship at Wentworth. 4-putting from 8 foot.
That's unlike you, Di.
Well, isn't it, Tom? Yeah. Yes. Because I'm just such a good putter.
Most embarrassing moment on the golf course
We can move on and come back if you want.
No, would actually have to be when Sally Evans, my mother, outdrove me.
Go, Sally. Come on. Great.
To be fair, I skied the ball, and she is a very long hitter, old Sally. But still, it was a massive.
She'll love that, old Sally.
And I
Young
remember,
Sally.
No, and I'll never forget.
Love you, Mum.
she came up to me and she was like, "Oh, we were playing at the Royal Course in Valdalobo, and this was
Okay.
2 Christmases ago." And she had the audacity to say to me, she was like, "You realise that they're doing some new building here?" And I was like, "Wait, right here?" I stupidly was like, "Wait, right here on the fairway?" And she was like, "Yeah, they're building between my ball and your ball."
Love that.
And then
That's
she just
brilliant.
and then she just carried on walking, and I was just like, she did
Girl
not
power.
only just outdrive me, but then had the audacity to just drop that bomb and then
Oh, boom.
so
Sally,
yeah.
can't wait to get Sally on the podcast to talk about that. Brilliant. Favourite club in the bag is number 3.
6 iron.
Why is that?
Just very reliable. On a par 5, if I'm not feeling like too greedy to try and go for the green, and 2, I don't know, 6 iron's just the most reliable club. I love the flight of the 6 iron I hit, and it's just always a lot straighter than most of the other clubs. So 6 iron, yeah.
Okay, how far do you hit your 6 iron, approximately?
Oh, I'd say.
Not that we've got a leaderboard or anything, but just out of interest.
I'd say about like 180 yards.
Yeah, good. Excellent. Okay, which 3 people would you take with you if you were offered a round of golf on the moon?
Wow, Tiger Woods would have to be in there.
Yeah.
Have to. Who else?
Tom, Tiger.
Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. Just because I know
Yeah.
he loves his sport as well, and 2 of the best athletes of all time.
Yeah.
And then, could it be dead or alive, or?
Yeah, go for it.
And Elvis, I know. So just
Nice.
yeah.
You might irritate him a bit because you'd be singing the whole way round. Singing
Probably.
your songs.
I'm singing his songs, but then he would sing and he would make me sound better. So that's
Okay, duet on the moon. Brilliant.
yeah. And I'd have to have some singing, especially on my round, just to sort of like.
Yeah.
And so
I can imagine it. I can see it now. They're in your spacesuits. And finally, this is just getting stranger. Finally, a question we ask all our guests. What's your choice, your favourite drink on the 19th hole?
an Arnold Palmer,
Oh, for those that don't know, what is an Arnold Palmer?
which is iced tea and lemonade. And I didn't realize what an Arnold Palmer was until I got to America, and I was playing golf with this American guy, and he was like, "Hey man," he was like, "Do you want an Arnold Palmer?" And I was like, "What, as in, like, you mean the golf?" And he was like, "No, it's a huge drink in America. It's like
So
the biggest-
big.
It's huge, and it's like the most popular beverage of choice, especially on a golf course, is an Arnold Palmer, and it's
Yeah.
so refreshing.
I've
And
had one.
Yeah.
Good choice, like that. And finally, back to some kind of normality to close off. We've loved chatting to you. Thank you, Tom. Why golf? Why play it? Why be part of it? Why be in the golfing community?
Why golf? Because it's fun. It's if you there's not many ways to escape the sort of the worries and the action-packed, fast pace that we live in this world. And if you want the calmness and serenity of just being at one with nature and good company, then try golf.
Oh, what a brilliant answer. Thank you so much.
I
And when
got
you did well. Yeah, ticking. Everyone's nodding. And when's your next round of golf?
I'm
know?
actually playing on tomorrow. I haven't actually played since I've been.
Oh.
It's been the longest. It's probably been about a month since I've touched a club, and I'm playing tomorrow at Mountain Gate with an Australian friend of mine. So very much looking forward to that.
Oh, Mountain Gate.
Yeah,
That's
I've heard it.
right.
I've heard
What,
it's all right.
geographically, where it's just outside of LA, is it?
Just outside of LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked. I literally just googled the pictures late last night, and it looks pretty breathtaking. It's sort of, as you can imagine,
Mountain Gate.
mountain.
I'm now
Look,
be Googling that. Yeah.
very nice.
Amazing. Oh, well,
Just
please let us know how you get on at Mountain
yeah,
Gate tomorrow. Yeah.
quite a good golf. Never played with them before, and we're going head to head, and it's winner takes all. So we'll see.
This is it. Golf takes you to new places with
Yeah,
fun and exciting people, and you get to
exactly.
chat to us on Why Golf. We really appreciate your time. You're in LA, it's early morning, and thank you. And we look forward to, hopefully, we can come out to the Algarve and do a live Why Golf at some point and
Well,
meet and see Brian and Sally.
I can speak to 99 Brian about that.
Yes,
We can
great.
arrange.
Amazing. Mwah. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now remember, if you like what you've heard, make sure you subscribe on your favourite podcast provider and the next episode will drop into your feed automatically. Make sure to leave a review as well. We're also on Instagram, just search for This Is Why Golf, and that's the best place to submit your questions for Clubhouse Curveballs, which we'll put to our next guest. To find out more on the most up-to-date insights and research, just head to This Is Why Golf, where there's lots more information on all the benefits that golf has to offer. We'll be back on Friday the 28th of April to find out someone else's Why Golf. But until then, from me, Di Stewart, it's goodbye.